Alrighty, and ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the surprise stream, but we are going to be acting as the official streamer for the BPL finals, BPL2 finals, Purple versus Void. There will be a significant delay to the stream just to keep everything above board. Yeah, we will be spectating on the side of Purple to start things off. 60-second delay into the stream plus whatever your internet conveys to this, so that is what it is. Let me first go to copy, getting things set up. Alrighty. We are live. One person watching. Hey guys, welcome. This is the finals for the BPL2 Purple versus Void playing here, guys. Starting off, we can see kind of the lineups. Some of the rules, if you guys have not watched my past videos on this, 68 tier cap, which means that you can have, if you add up the tier of the tanks that are playing, you can only have up to 68. So as you can see, for example, on the side of Purple, you have it looks like 6 tier 10s and a single tier 8. So they were going to be running an IS-7 E100 mouse, T34 1776 edition, and an AMX50B, and an IS-7 and an M48 Patton. M48 Patton has the best view range out of all of these, whereas it looks like Void has gone again for almost a mirror. You're running a T34, IS-7, IS-4, IS-7, 268, an IS-7, and a mouse. So no medium tank is currently being run for Void. Again, guys, I will say that there is a fairly significant delay in the stream for this stream, so bear with me through this. This was at the request of the people who are playing in here. But yeah. Anyways, guys, this is going to be some exciting. Hope to see some awesome strategies. I really, back when Heater was playing this stuff, I really liked the added complexity of having a tier 8 and an otherwise tier 10 battle, and we are getting it off. Start off here. Fort Despair on Supremacy. Gonna be using free cam. Get a bird's eye view of this. Other people are recording. I'll try to link their videos in the description when it gets done. Nice vantage point. So looks like we have an M48 and two IS-7s are pushing over to the top corner, whereas AMX50B gets lit up. Tanks are getting lit up. Sodak Fury is lit up. No tanks have taken damage at the moment. And as I say that, RH131 on Purple does take damage. So the setup here, guys, is fairly unique. You have the Purple guys who are mostly concentrated on the upper right-hand side of the map, whereas we have Void, which seems to have somebody set up here in the T-34, overlooking the C cap zone. Supremacy adds a little bit of complexity to this. 268, Shake My Head is set up there in the back, fairly conventional. Purple does not have a TD for their lineup as it currently stands, and the mouse is getting smashed here. Purple does have 3 tanks in the upper left-hand corner. Trying to get some views here. Sorry, the free cam controls were changed ever so slightly. No tanks have died as of right now, although the mouse on purple has taken a lot of damage. Oh, and 2 tanks are down. 150 IS-7 on the Void side has gone down, and a mouse on the purple side has gone down. Praetor takes some shots. Gonna try to get some height for you guys. So purple is pushing up here on NADA 22 on Void. Face hugging is going on here. Going to allow Doomy on purple to get around the rear. Never mind. Wow, taken out. So purple has taken the field here. Void is in a somewhat strong position here in the remains of the fort. Shake My Head takes a massive hit there. IS-7s are pushing up. Those are very, very, very dangerous tanks. And there we can see the mouse on the Void side taking out the E100 on purple. 2 tanks down for both sides. 3 tanks down now for purple. However, they do have some concentration. It looks like their M48 is spotting out, trying to get shots on the tanks who are concentrated near B. IS-4 on Void is left on 82 hit points. He is extremely vulnerable. Maverick is left on 127 hit points, and IS-4 on Void goes down. It is now 4 versus 4. Both of them have a fairly low tank. Oh, and the Maverick goes down on purple. So it is 4 versus 3 in favor of Void. Mouse is pushing up. He has a lot of hit points. The T-34 on Void takes a hit. IS-7, all the purple guys are low health now. 1 goes down. Void is now up 4-2 here with a lot of health remaining on Void, and Void takes the first match here on Fort Despair. 9 people watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Key points there were Void remained concentrated and were able to successfully hit point trade. Even though purple was able to swing around and isolate and kill those 2 IS-7s who are in the top right corner. No, top left corner. Which is the medium meta in PUBG games. Void was able to get in there and kill the dudes from purple who were in the middle of the fort, which was pretty critical for them. And after they killed them, they had still a full health mouse, and the mouse is so dominant in the late game when it's just extremely hard to pen and do damage to it. We have exactly 2 other people recording, a guy from Titan and Big Brother's Banhammer from Skill X. This is for the championship here. Void is currently up 1-0. Sorry, Living Trombone. I was asked to do this by the Blitz community, or by the BPL people. Alright, and we are now getting into the second match. Spawns have been switched. Alright. Get to free cam again. So let's see if purple does anything different here. Right off the bat, we can see a AMX-50B going closer to C than he was the last time to watch over C. 3 tanks again are going up to the A medium meta, including the T-34. Right away, NADA 22 and his IS-7 takes some hits. And now Korakora has taken some hits in his IS-4. This time, Void has not elected to send any tanks up there to A, completely giving up that corner. IS-7, Tyler has taken a lot of hits. Kokora takes another one. Doomy on Purple has taken a hit, and Doomy takes more hit points, is now down to 716 hit points. Maverick in his 50B is pushing up into the TD spawn bush. Sodak in his 268 is holding down a spawn position. Maverick has taken some hits. First tank goes down as Doomy from Purple is taken out in that position here in the middle. Void is switched it up and are pushing through near C to try to isolate and take out the guys from Purple who are in the middle. May or may not work as Tyler is left on 127 hit points, but Purple is bleeding hit points as they are forced to go into the gun, and Sodak with that 268 camping in his spawn is putting out some very effective fire as the M48 and IS-7 there were pushing up to get shots on the side of Void as Void pushes through. More and more tanks are being taken out as Void has taken a fairly commanding 1 tank to 3 tank lead in terms of tanks killed, but Purple is trying to isolate. Looks like NADA. Tyler is still left on 125 hit points. JJ Raids has taken some hits in his M48. Sodak pushing up now puts a big hit into Maverick. 3 tanks are very low health for Void now, but it looks like they are cleaning up the low hit point tanks. Void takes the second match, I'm going to call it right now, leaving just a mostly full health Mouse. Efficient trades there. Void running 2268 in that 268 holding the position near the Void spawn, paying dividends as people from Purple push in to get the side shots on Void as Void pushes up through the B cap zone. Fairly different. Show the battle results page. Praetor leading the damage done on Purple. Shake My Head leading the damage done for Void. Sodak 268 is doing almost 5,800 plus damage between the two of them. Really, really, really big impact there on that map. And we are going to see a slight change as the map is changed to Mayan Ruins. Maverick looks like he may be running the Black Bulldog here. General is running a Carnarvon. We have an E3 Mouse, IS-7, 268, and IS-7 currently for Void. On the side of Purple, we have a Black Bulldog, Mouse, 50Bs, double 50B, a 268, and an M48 Patent. M48 Patent has remained consistent thus far. Gonna see if anything changes up here before we get started. A double Mouse and double 50Bs, that's a lot of hit points and a lot of burst damage between the two. I personally really like the M41 90mm. It's amazing tank in my opinion, but that's a separate video. I am just here to commentate, and probably commentate poorly, so I apologize for that, but it is what it is. You can always mute the video if you please. But yeah, the 268s were fairly large. Had a very, very, very big impact there. With the buffs that those got a couple of patches ago, it's really taken the place as one of the most competitive tier 10 tank destroyers for comp, obviously, because I said competitive. Um, it got a traverse, gun traverse buff, arc arc buff. It got gun depression buff. It has a very good pen. It got a slight gun handling buff. So it's just able to put out a lot of damage fairly quickly and deal with the relatively thick armor that you find on most tier 10 heavy tanks. Especially ones that are run competitively, which seem to be a awfully large amount of IS-7s and Mouses. Have not personally seen or witnessed a T110E3, so that's going to be fairly interesting. That tank obviously has very strong frontal armor, and if you can get hull down, it poses a challenge even for some of the highest penning guns in the game. Gonna quickly take a look at the first battle result screen. Again, this time the IS-4 of Kokora did a large part of the damage for Void, with the 268 being relatively low down. The M48 did the most damage JJ raids for Purple. Two fairly quick matches. This is a best of 11. Double Mouses now for, it looks like might be run for Void. The Carnarvon was changed out for a T-34, so now we have a T-34, IS-7, 268, IS-7, Mouse, T-110E3, and a potential Mouse on the side of Void. And we are retaining the M41 90mm, double Mouse, double 50B, a 268, and an M48 Patton. Again, something that was constant in both of those matches was Purple did end up winning that upper left-hand corner, the medium/light tank Puppy meta spot. However, Void was able to remain concentrated near the B cap zone and wear down and eventually kill the tanks in the middle of the fortress courtyard before the tanks on the corner could get around to start getting side shots into them, which was extremely critical both times. All right, we are seeing one of the Mouses was moved out, was moved back in. T-34 1776 has been dropped out in favor of a T-54 lightweight, which is a fairly good counter to the M41, also known as a cruel twist, and we are getting started now in this bit of gameplay. So, have not actually seen a tier 10 meta. It looks like a lot of the tanks are going down toward the C cap zone as two Mouses are pushing up near the B cap area. 50Bs are going to be running around with the M48, 268, and the Cruel Twist. Void electing to do something very different, remaining extremely compact as they move in. Again, guys, I apologize for the slow camera speed. They changed the 1, 2, and 3 keys instead of changing the speeds to actually changing to different tanks. For example, like this. That was the 3 key, which should have been maximum speed, but whatever. So again, Void is remaining extremely concentrated with 3 tanks moving out to cover the B cap zone, 2 tanks moving out to cover get into A. A single tank now is in A. We are seeing Void or Purple start to go the flank around. Gonna try to get to one of the Mouses. Let's try the 4 key. They are setting up to get into the B cap zone. The first T-54 lightweight takes the hit as Void starts to spread out here. The T-54 lightweight on the side of Void taking a lot of damage, and he goes down. We have a Cruel Twist and the IS-7 facing off over there on the flank as the guys from Void are starting to get set up here. T110E3 is starting to get picked on by the M48, forced to go one way or the other. Either show his flank to a M48 with a lot of DPM, or show his flank to a AMX 50B and a Mouse, both of which can do a lot of damage. Shake My Head is making a move after the M48 takes a hit going across the opening. Massive hit points gap is opening between the two as the AMX 50B on the side of purple has backed off. Shake My Head takes another large hit. They are already down a single tank and are now down more than 2,000 hit points. The Cruel Twist on the side of purple, getting the sides and rear of a lot of the Void tanks that are concentrated there overlooking B. E3 is backing off, doesn't have a ton of hit points. They are getting slightly isolated. They are in two groups of three here. Again, the M48 is probably keeping Shake My Head in the 268's proxy spot. As Shake My Head is forced to turn around to deal with that as the... Wow. So purple took a lot of damage there, actually. Cruel Twist is still alive on the side of purple and has full hit points. The three guys from Void over on the opposite side of the battlefield where I am currently spectating at, putting a lot of damage out fairly quickly. The Cruel Twist is making its light tank mobility known as it circles all the way around the battlefield. Looks like we have three guys from Void who are trying to isolate the Samuel plus numbers over there in the 50B. Shake My Head taking another. We have Tyler now down to 111 hit points. Shake is now still at slightly below 1,000, but the Cruel Twist is taken out, taking two massive shots. The M48 is making a move on Shake My Head, but there is a mouse there as well. M48 does take a hit. Kakora does take a shot from the mouse and 50B over in the middle area overlooking B, as purple now has a very large cap point advantage, 830 to 745. All three of the Void people are very low health, but Praetor from purple has taken out another one of the Void guys. Purple does have a tank advantage as well as a fairly significant hit points advantage. Shake My Head is forced to go all in on the M48, takes out the M48. Unfortunately, Doomy from purple does take out another one of the Void people. The hit points are not a ton of hit points, and purple wins it by caps. Takes as well as killing a couple of the Void people there near the end. Void forced to push as they lost the early hit point lead. Very well done by purple there. That was the first time I've seen that strat. We're going to take a look at who's did the most damage. Shake My Head is leading the side for Void with 3,200, with Kokora, or Kora, taking second. On the side of purple, RH131 takes the crown for most damage in this battle with 2852, and JJ Raid in his M48 with 2808. Praetor not far behind with 2784. Pretty decent match. Again, I have not seen that particular strategy from any clan really that successfully worked at tier 8. People have tried that before, but I think BPL is different because you do have that single tier 8 that most clans seem to run here. One of the turning points for Void was losing their T54 lightweight fairly early on as he tried to ninja cap that B cap. It was a 2-cap strategy, and if they had succeeded, then the rest of Void would have been very well set up to cover that B cap. It would have forced purple to move into their guns. Unfortunately, this time that did not happen, and Void lost that match. Changes thus far, it looks like on the side of Void, they're keeping their lightweights, running an IS-7, two double 268s, a mouse, and two IS-4s. On the side of purple, they may be running the M41 90mm again, double mouses, dropping out a AMX-50B for a T57 heavy, keeping another one of the AMX-50Bs, and then keeping the 268 and the M48. Waiting for people to ready up here. Again, though, the key turning point in that first battle was purple taking out the T54 lightweight on the side of Void very early on, getting that very early uh, cap point lead, allowing them to not have to take the initiative as much. I realize I need to ready up. Apologies there. And we are getting into the next match here. Let's see if any of the teams do anything different. I'm going to spectate the mouse as they trundle into position. It looks like Void is going to follow a similar, if not identical, strategy of remaining somewhat compact together, while Purple is sending their M48s and their Cruel Twist down to the C-cap zone. Oh, it looks like the lightweight from Void is actually going down near C. Let's go take a look. Free cam, zooming out. Void actually going into slightly different positions, spreading out to overlook both B and the C-cap zone, pretty much overlooking everywhere on the battlefield. The lightweight went down to C to see if anybody was there, saw the people, and is now buggering the heck off. Cruel Twist on the side of Purple takes a massive dose there as he runs into a lot of guys from Void. So it looks like a lot of the action now is overlooking the C cap zone area as Void tries to allow their members on their team to get into position. M48 is able to remain hold down. A cap zone is being taken by Void, but Purple now has a slightly over 100, if not 100, cap zone lead. 268 on the side of Purple does take a hit there. The T-54 lightweight on the side of Void has taken a fairly significant amount of damage, not nearly as much as that Cruel Twist took. The lighter armor on that tank allows it to be easily HE'd by most guns in the game, which means that the 268s that Void is running, the double 268s, can put a lot of damage out in a very short amount of time. The Cruel Twist is lucky he was not killed in that run up. T-54 lightweight on the side of Void is now going for the double cap strategy as he pushes into B with the rest of Void set up to cover him. Pretty good strategies on the side of Void here, forcing the guys from Purple. We have the 50B and the Cruel Twist pushing up on the side through the spawn of Void. There is a 268 over there to cover that. Cruel Twist does go down on the side of Purple, and the 50B does take a hit. He's backing off. We got two 268s are pushing up over here. The 50B is in a lot of strife. That is a lot of pen, a lot of alpha, and a lot of DPM from tank destroyers. He's surely going to go down here, but he does have a mouse to back him up. Unfortunately, the 268s were willing to take the hits to kill another tank on the side of Purple, so now they have a 2-tank advantage. Not that much of a difference between the hit points, only about 1,000, but again, that is a significant tank advantage on the side of Void here. They now have 2 cap zones, are rapidly building a lead in terms of caps, forcing Purple to have to make a hard decision here. They are going to have to try to kill as many enemy tanks as quickly as they can, or get into a cap zone to try and stop this from turning into a cap-out win. Sodak does take a hit and is on a theoretical one-shot for all the tanks over there, but the T-57 Heavy does take a hit. Void is covering their wounded 268 very, very, very well. Battle-hardened Sodak does go down. Battle-hardened on the side of Void is on 400 plus hit points. He goes down from the 268 on the side of Purple. Purple making a very good push here to isolate 2 or 3 of the guys from Void. Shake My Head is now surrounded by almost 3 tanks, a 268 behind him, a T-57 Heavy pushing up. Unfortunately, they do manage to cap out. Very well done. 2-cap strat there. Sorry. Let's get to the results. Topping out the damage on the side of Purple was Doomy in his 268. Again, the 268 taking the top damage. there. Sodak tops out the damage for Void with 3499 damage, 3410 for Doomy. The next person below them was Praetor on purple in his mouse, and NADA 22 with 1416. Slightly different strategy there from Void, or I can say it was a 2-cap strategy that was actually executed better in my opinion. They were able to cover their T-54 lightweight so we could get into that B cap zone without having to worry about 2 autoloaders on the side of Void. An AFK Patton apparently, if Chipotle is life is telling me they had an AFK Patton, so there might have been some internet issues on the side of purple there, so they might have started out with a tank down, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Again, though, that would have definitely changed up how purple and how Void were going to play. Let's see if anything has changed up. So they have dropped the Cruel Twist out for a T-34 1776. Praetor is still running an IS-7. RH-131 is running a mouse. We look like we have double mouses back in a 268. T-54 lightweight has remained on the side of Void and IS-7, and double 268 mouse and double IS-7s seem to be the consistent theme for Void. They really like their 268s. Again, that is a strong tank. 215B. That tank doesn't have the best frontal hull armor, but as most Blitz people will know, it has insanely high DPM. Dropping back to an AMX-50B, that would have been interesting to see that run. It could put out a lot of hurt in a very short amount of time. It looks like Purple have swapped out their Patton. Never mind. They have their Patton backs. They're gonna looks like they're going back to the M41 90mm, M48 Patton, a 268 mouse, double 50Bs, and an IS-7. Nope, T-34 1776. They're just determined to make me wrong. We are waiting up on a 50B to ready up. Void, thus far, up 3-1 here. Starting off, this is a best of 11 Naval Frontier. So we are on a different map. This map is not my favorite map. There's several key positions on this map, and it'll be interesting to see how the two clans stage them up. It looks like we have the people from Void going up near the C cap zone. Going to follow the Pitbull here as he gets to one of the best positions on this map, in my opinion, as he heads to this bush. You can spot anybody headed down to the A and B cap zones. Especially with something like the M46. Shake My Head was not spotted there. The T-54 lightweight is in the bush. Shake My Head is pushing out to turn and get a perspective. So the people from Void have taken a strategy of spreading out more or less all around the map to first cap out the C cap zone. Purple is concentrated more toward the A cap zone. You have double 50Bs who have 2400 burst damage between the two of them. They get spotted up. Mouse takes is the first tank to take damage here. There are 3 tanks from Void over here near the C cap zone, as well as the other 4 tanks of Void are overlooking the B and A cap zones. Shake My Head is running away. He noticed that there are several tanks from Purple over there. The double bounces from Void in the B cap zone. They're in danger actually of being flanked. The first tanks go down here as Sodak and NADA are traded. The mouses are taking a lot of damage here. They're trying to pull back to a place where they can side scrape and use some of their armor. Meanwhile, the AMX 50Bs did take a lot of damage trying to go after the tanks from Void who are in C. I don't have the best positioning here, guys. Sorry, but a lot of really interesting bits and pieces here. You have 2 separate engagements that are equally vital. So the another AMX 50B has gone down for Purple. Void have convincingly won the C cap zone of this map. The Pitbull is taking hits while trying to avoid being outflanked. Void does have a single tank lead, but Shake My Head has now taken a lot of damage. But they do own this part, half of the map. Jinx 19 in the Pitbull is claiming lag again, left on 7 hit points, asking to be killed. Praetorian in the mouse goes down, and it looks like Purple is going ninja capped that B cap zone, which means that they now have the cap advantage. Unfortunately, Void is now able to move into the overlook position, put a huge hit into the 268. The 268's 152mm gun has a lot of alpha. Jinx finally goes down. Void now has a 2-tank advantage, but Sodak does go down. Shake My Head is keeping the overlook position there near the bridge. Kora takes out Praetor in the IS-7. It is now 4 tanks versus 2. A T-34 1776, which is not going to last long, and a mouse versus a IS-7 mouse, 268, and a T-54 lightweight. They have a lot of cap points. Not a lot of hit points left on the side of Purple. It is only a matter of time. But now it is 3 versus 2, 199 hit points, 3 versus 1. And Void takes another match. That is 4 matches to 1. Well played. The key turning point there was when the guys from Void, first let me tell you the top damages. On the side of Purple, we are going to have RH131 with 2757 damage and a single kill. And then the T-34 1776 with 2333, and considering it was bottom tier is actually fairly interesting. On the side of Void, again, we have a 268 topping the list with 3884, and then an IS-7 with 3646. Again, that is a 268 that is leading the way. Again, as I was saying, the turning point in that match was when, if you look up the little tiny mini map up here, when Void was able to take that side of the map, kill 2 of the 50Bs that Purple had watching over this cap zone, and they were able to push around and basically just catch the remainder of Purple in a pocket here. In a pocket around the A and B cap zones. A lot of angles to get shot from here. So Purple is switching it up and will be running an IS-5 for a little bit extra armor. That's basically an IS-8 hole. Oh, mess up. Forgot to swap spawns. We gotta exit from garage. Slight oopsies there. Thank you to the 13 of you who have tuned in. Again, this is a best of 11, so I think it will be a minimum of 2 more matches. So, anyways, back to Naval Frontier. Ready up, and we are ready to go here. Like I said earlier, it looks like Purple has dropped out for their T-34 1776 for an IS-5. Fairly decent-ish pen. Again, it looks like the 250Bs are going to be overlooking the C cap zone. Let's get to free cam. And let's follow the Pitbull as he tries to get into the middle spotting bush. Void is pushing very hard here as their lightweight gets to these middle spotting bush. Looks like they're going for slightly different tactics this time. Having 3 tanks go down to cover A, going in a little bit deeper, and they are putting 4 in the general overlook position. So let me show you. So from this position, you can kind of get views out to where Shake My Head is. He obviously isn't spotted yet, but if he does get spotted, he can get punished from any tanks that are over in this outlook. There's some soft cover here. 50Bs are fairly solid overlooking the C cap zone. Sorry guys, is pushing slightly towards C. He is spotted by the double 50Bs. General Lee amazing in his T-54 lightweight. TGP, Praetorian, and Sodak are all facing towards them. They're going to try to win that portion of the battlefield again so they can outflank and kill this overlook area. Meanwhile, the other 3 guys from Void are just trying to put some damage out while stopping them from capping A. Unfortunately, well, actually, the IS-4 on the side of Void has gotten into C. The AMX-50Bs are deciding to bugger off this time so that they do not get isolated and destroyed. They are giving up that lower right-hand corner of the map. Generally amazing. Try to put some damage out. Purple is grouping up 5 tanks there, down by A. Have taken some damage, but not any tanks have been nuked yet. There's 5 versus 3 down here in the middle, but Void has done a very good job of relocating. Mouse and IS-4 have pushed around kind of towards the IS-5, isolating him. He doesn't have a ton of pen to contest a Mouse. The Pitbull has gone after the T-54 lightweight. He has a lot of DPM, although he appears to be focusing the 268, doing a fairly decent job. T-54 lightweight is now on 511. The Pitbull is not going to survive for very long. Does go down. First tank to drop, although the IS-7 from Void has gone down, so they are tied fairly even on terms of hit points. Purple is pushing very hard there down in the south corner. Trying to take out NADA in his IS-7. He is very low health, 197. Shake My Head does manage to get a kill before he goes down. NADA goes down. Purple does have a tank advantage. Kora now is taking a lot of hit and is being outflanked by a 268, a 50B, and an IS-7. Praetor in his IS-7 goes down, and as does Doomy in his 268, bringing it back up to a 4 versus 3 in favor of Void, swinging the advantage around. Hit points are again fairly even as TGP Praetorian, this Mouse, tries to go all in on this Mouse versus IS-4, trying to take out the Mouse. IS-5 goes down from the 268. Its armor not really worthy of blocking that kind of alpha. The Mouse on the side of Void does go down, but Void has a double cap advantage. T-54 lightweight is now 2 versus 2. 2 tier 10s on the side of Purple going up against 2 tier 10s on the side of Void, or a tier 10 and a tier 8. Slight hit point advantage in terms of Void, although the pen on the T-54 lightweight is not great. Fires HE at the side of a 50B. Sodak is going to go in on the Mouse. Takes him out. The pen on that tank being adequate enough to contest the upper plates. A little bit of salt being thrown. 50B has to make a move, otherwise he will be outflanked by the fairly mobile. Takes a shot from the T-54 lightweight. Gets stuck. And goes down. Void takes another match that was a lot closer than the other time. Very, 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 very well done on both sides. So, top damage this time for Purple was RH131, again in his Mouse, if I am, correct me if I am wrong. 3672 damage. A 268 takes second Doomy in doing 2190 with 2 kills. Again, a 268 takes top damage for Void with 3597. Another 268 takes second damage with 3229. 5 kills between the double 268s. That is a lot of damage between the two of them. Very well done for both. Again, the 268s are extremely powerful in this kind of matchup. We are now switching to Desert Sands, 5-1. This could be the last match for Void. They played very well. They've tried to remain concentrated together, trying to keep their tanks, at least 2 tanks together, and trying to trade very well. Let's see, on the side of Void, doesn't Alright, we do have a couple changes. So we have a T54 lightweight, IS-7, a single 268 this time. Shake my head again, running a 268, which seems to work very well for him. Sodak is switching to an M48 this time. We have TGP Praetorian and IS-7, another IS-7 and an IS-4. On the side of purple, we have a T34 1776, an IS-7, a mouse, a Batchat 25T, which is the first time we've seen that in the BPL matches that I've been streaming tonight. A 50V, a 268, and an E100. Fairly large guns on the side of purple. Not as many large guns on the side of Void, but they do have a lot of Russian IS-4s and IS-7s, which are very mobile and are very heavily armored for how mobile they are. It'll be interesting to see what these teams do. Right away, it looks like we have Void sending to all their... So this is interesting. We have an M48 and a T54 lightweight going out towards A. Batchat 25T spotted them. Oh, okay, so what Void did is they sent two down this middle alleyway, tried to spot anything in the purple spawn area, and then they immediately went down and underneath the railroad to try and isolate the Batchat. Unfortunately for Void, they were not able to catch the Batchat out in the desert, but now Void does have a slight... No, it's dead even cap, tied on caps. This is interesting. So Void is holding the desert. IS-7s can go hold down very well. Purple has set up to make sure that Void doesn't rush either end of the bridges, just trying to get some spots out. Neither team is really able to contest the B cap zone. Praetor on the side of purple does take a hit there. Neither side is really able to get into that B cap zone without getting smashed from the other team, so it's mostly going to be a call of when to push and where to push here. So we have Void set up, 2 tanks, 3 tanks. 2 tanks. 2 tanks on this side of the railway, a couple tanks over on that side of the railway, just trying to make sure that they aren't getting caught out. Purple is trying to get their tanks set up to side scrape and to be able to shift in time if Void does decide to push. They are trying to trade shots here underneath the railways. You can sometimes sneak shots down. Shake My Head in the 268 has set up on the plane, trying to get shots into the town at the 50B and 268 from purple. Generally Amazing does take a shot there. Slight hit point advantage in terms of purple. Cora takes a lot of damage as Void goes all in there on this side of the rails. 3 tanks are eventually going to be committed, as I think the M48 is going to go to it. The T34 1776 on the side of purple does go down. The Batchat takes some hits. Purple is now down on hit points as the Batchat is behind, but generally Amazing has taken some hits. Shake My Head is committed now. The Batchat is being rushed by 4 enemy tanks. 3 from Void are on this side of the map. They trade tanks. Void has gone in on both sides of the rails, isolating and killing purple, as generally Amazing in the T54 lightweight is committed to the left-hand side of the screen here. Shake My Head, Sodak, TG Praetorian, Samuel, Doomy, and the Kid Vov on the side of purple are in, and Kid Vov takes a massive hit there. 2 tanks down on either side. 3 tanks down now on the side of purple. 2 tanks down on the side of Void. 4 tanks now down on the side of Void. Void is now up on cap points. Shake My Head on 148 hit points, rapidly backing off. TGP Praetorian on the side of Void goes down. Tyler goes down. RH goes down. Cora in the IS-4 taking the right hand or left hand side of the screen. They have won that engagement. The Batchat and the 268 take out Shake My Head. It is 2 versus 2 here. Massive hit point though advantage on the side of Void. However, it is very, very, very close. Purple do have a cap advantage, but Korokora has gone into the B cap zone. The Bat Chat from Purple is going to try to ninja the A cap zone here, while the T-54 Lightweight on the side of Void is going to try to do the same to the cap zone for Void. He does get there, so now Void is going to possibly briefly have 3 cap zones. Let me try to shift perspectives here. The 268 Doomy is not a one-shot for the IS-4 unless the IS-4 rolls high. Same with the Bat Chat. Well, the Bat Chat is a one-shot for the IS-4, but Void is able to cap out, get the win, 6-1. Champions of BPL1 are Void with a very, very, very well-timed rush on both ends of the railway. We are going to see who got the top damage on both teams. The Kid Vov 2886 on Purple. Doomy in his 268. Again, a 268 has finished in the top 2. 2808, 2 kills. For the guys from Void, we will have an IS-7, Tyler 0164 with 3189. Shake my head, another 268 will get 2666. Again, that was the timing on that rush was critical. Isolating and killing that T-34 1776 right away was very, very, very well done. GG to both teams. Well done to Void for taking the championship of this second BPL. GG to all. GG to all. Might stream the third place match if I am invited to do that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate the support, and goodbye for now. Going to be ending the stream.